Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this training session where we will take you through the Shine Recruiter website and try and educate you on how to best use it to your advantage. This video specifically will concentrate on the candidate search bit, and I will share subsequent videos which will be about how job search works, how application management works, how do recruiters manage their own accounts, and so forth and so on. So for this video, we will concentrate on the key functionality, which is candidate search. Here on the home page, you see a search form here itself, which is basically this, right? And this has a keywords or a skills box, has a box where you can enter locations, a minimum experience field and a maximum experience field. This is what we call the simple search. So when you go to the top nav under find candidates, this is the first kind of search which is available, right? So here, and this is generally used, recruiters generally use it, or you guys will be able to use it when you go to a recruiter, you're doing a demo, to display some sort of database strength, or to show to the recruiter, okay, how many candidates are present in a certain location for a certain keyword. Recruiters do not generally use it for actual hiring purposes, or new recruiters who are just learning, who want to do a simple keyword search and then want to filter their results basis filters on the listing page, use this. So let's straight go into this, and let me try and search for a business development profile. Say business development has appeared in auto suggest in, say, Delhi, with a minimum experience of 2 years and maximum experience of 5 years. Fair enough, and I'll just go ahead and put the search button. So here we are seeing that there are 35,829 candidates which are available. So this top section here tells us the number of total results which the search query has returned, right? And here on this page, if you are looking at this page for the first time, you will see that the keywords that I searched for through simple search also get displayed here. On the top navigation of this search, you can see that you will see candidates who are active in 6 months. It is showing me all profiles, and it is sorting by default on relevance. We'll get back to these details when we talk about advanced search, so I'm skipping it for now. Here you can see pagination. So there are 717 results, 717 pages, beg your pardon, of the results which are available. We generally display 50 results on a page, and this is a box where you can directly key in if you want to go to a specific page. This is used when a generally recruiter uses it, has looked at a certain search for the first 20 pages, wants to come back tomorrow and directly start on the 21st page. This is when the recruiter uses it. Now what is interesting is that when you have done this search looking at candidates, you will find that the keywords that you have searched for have got highlighted. So this first result is a featured result. When you hover on this featured icon, it tells you that these are the candidates who are most actively seeking jobs among matched profiles, right? So these are basically candidates who have got in touch with us and they are actively looking for a job, and therefore they have subscribed to this featured service of ours. Second results onwards, you will see that these keywords are highlighted. So this first section after the name of the candidate is his profile title or a resume title, as he or she would have mentioned in their profile. So Sahil Dhingra is a business development and a relationship manager, and his job title is also business development and relationship manager. So basically wherever these keywords are present together in their resume title or in their job title, those results are appearing higher, and where these results are not available in those in similar frequency, those results are appearing later in the listing. So this time I have searched for business development, right, in simple search. A very simple rule to understand is that while I am doing a simple search, I will always take into consideration all the words that the candidate has mentioned, right? So in this case, this search has been done for business and development. So profiles where business and development both are present will be returned. Now, when business and development are present together, as we are seeing in the second profile, obviously those profiles will appear higher in the search results, and as we go lower, the probability of business and development appearing together goes down. So wherever this business development is present as an exact phrase is the terminology we use with two words when both words appear together. This is similar to you performing a search with business development written in double quotes. So you see on the first page, most of the profiles are of people where business development is written together, right? However, just to double check this, I'll go back with a modified search and explicitly put an and in between and search. So you see, results for business development in simple search and business and development are exactly the same. So and or not, when you use these words while making search queries, these are treated as operators, not as keywords. So if you had mentioned business or development, the search would have been either business or development, whichever is present in the profile. So until and unless you explicitly mentioned it, in simple search the default behavior is and, right? So that's pretty much about simple search, that whatever you write in this box, it is taken as an and. Location, you can select up to multiple locations. So basically I go and say Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, Thane, and so basically you can go ahead and add multiple locations up to 10, but I'm not concentrating too much on simple search here. So let's quickly take you through the other searches, second of which is advanced search. So as you can see, advanced search is a pretty comprehensive form which includes fields like keywords, which can be skills or job titles, employment details, which have the information about candidates' current industry, candidates' functional area, total experience, salary, age, their current location, their notice period, team size managed, which companies they work in, basically include companies, which companies I do not want to target, which is exclude companies, educational qualification, and parameters like, okay, when are the candidates active, do I want to see all profiles or only new profiles, do I want to sort them on relevance or freshness. So I'll talk about each of these terms in detail as and when we do these searches. So basically let me tell you which are the mandatory parameters that a recruiter needs to provide for performing an advanced search. So simply what I would do, and I'd go ahead and press this search candidate button without entering any details in any of the fields. Yeah, so you see here, so the fields which got marked in red, either keywords, industry, functional area, qualification level, and a specialization. So bear in mind that to perform a search, a recruiter needs to mention either a keyword or an industry or an functional area or an education with a specialization. Yeah. So let's start with a simple example of a keyword only search. Right. In this advanced search form, you are seeing these three fields for entering keywords. Here in simple search, we were seeing only one. Yeah. Here, please enter all your keywords here. However, in advanced search, there are multiple options available. Something seems to be wrong with my internet. Let's try that again. Yeah. So here, any of the keywords is one of the boxes, all of the keywords is another box, and exclude keywords is the third box. So any of the keywords means that any keyword that you mention here, if that is present in the candidate's profile, the candidate's profile will get returned, right? So for example, I say Java, comma J2EE, comma struts. Right? So these are three different IT skills, pretty much from the same domain, but still different skills. So when I do this search, the results that I will get will either have, at least have one of these three. So when I go ahead and do this search, yeah. So again, as I told you in the last example, the results that you will find higher up will have all these three skills present, right? That makes sense, right? So if I'm searching for three skills and I'm okay with one, but if someone has all three, there is very high probability that I want to hire this guy. So therefore, people who have all three are appearing higher up. But as you go down, you would see that some people who have only two or even only one, like Java here or struts here. To explain my point in a better way, let me go down to some later pages. Say I go to the 15,000th page. Here I'm looking at this profile for Kshetra. And I can see in his profile only Java is mentioned, right? So that makes our point clear, that any keywords means that any of those keywords, literally in English translation, should be present. Now, when I remove these things from here and mention them here, say Java, J2E, and struts. So what I just did is take the same keywords, but this time I'm mentioning them in all of these keywords. Let's see what happens. Right? So the number of results have gone down considerably. Earlier we were getting 8 lakh odd results. This time we are down to 41,000 results. Now what this means is that all of these guys have Java, J2E and struts present. So you would see these guys, people who have these skills written together will be higher up. People who have either two somewhere and the third one somewhere will be lower, right? So this means that all three keywords should be present. However, all three keywords might or might not be present together. So when I was explaining simple search, we talked about something called as an exact phrase. So let me just give an example of an exact phrase. Now what this does is that it will only give me candidates where this exact phrase, so basically when you put in quotes, system understands that the recruiter wants these words together, so then this becomes one word and then the query is made for this one word only. So wherever profiles will have these three things written together, only then the profile will get returned. Yeah, as you can see, the number of results have come down to 4,633, and all these profiles have Java J2EE structs written together, right? So that takes care of our exact phrase discussion. Yeah, and if I just relax my query and say I want people who have done Java, I want people who also have done J2EE, but I don't want people who have done struts, so then I will mention struts in exclude these keywords. What exclude these keywords does is that anybody who has struts in their profile will not get returned as a part of the query. So let's see if we are able to find certain candidates. Okay, great. So we are able to find 83,400 candidates where Java and J2EE is present, but struts is not. So let's look at this profile, which is a featured profile, by the way, and I scroll down. Oh, I need to really, it's pretty big profile. Here on the last third line I can see J2EE and I can see Java, but I cannot see struts anywhere. Just to confirm, I'll do a browser search for struts. See, I can't find it. Yeah, so that makes our point pretty clear that Dharmesh Meena has Java and J2EE written in his profile, but no mention of struts. That's what exclude does. Clear? So these are the three things. However, this is under keyword search. If I turn back to say Boolean search, then what is Boolean search? So Boolean search is generally used by recruiters who are slightly evolved, and if any of you have, I am hoping that you would have studied Boolean operators in school. So basically Boolean operators are exactly and or not. When we say in keyword search any of these keywords, which basically means or, all of these keywords basically means and and exclude these keywords basically means not. So let's try and make a Boolean query out of the query that we just did. So that query would be something like bracket start Java and J2EE, because I want both these skills, not struts. And just to make it consistent, let me put brackets to close this argument, right? So this is Java and J2EE, not struts. Let's see if the results are same. So there you go. We are able to find exactly the same number of candidates that we found in the earlier example. So that is basically how Boolean queries work. This is generally for advanced recruiters. And let me take another example to make you understand how Boolean queries work. So say if somebody is looking for someone who has marketing experience, say Shine is looking for a brand manager, he also has branding experience, but they do not want anyone who has any experience with carrying out events. So then the query would be marketing or branding, right? And say, they have included a criteria that this guy must have done sales at some point in his life. So then sales becomes a mandatory parameter, right? So we want guys who at least have sales, right? And have either marketing or branding, right? So therefore marketing and branding is optional, so therefore an or between them. Sales is mandatory, therefore an and between sales and marketing or branding. But we do not want anyone who has done events. Simple example. Just closing the brackets and let's do a search. So there you go. We are able to find 4,40,000 candidates who have done sales, definitely, marketing or branding, but have not done events. A good way to check whether this search works or does not work is using this search within results box. In this result, I would want to find candidates who have mentioned events. So what this does is, this basically refines the results which are already on, have been displayed by the system. So let me try and find events in any of these profiles. See, no results found. This is exactly what we wanted, right? So are you looking for candidates who do not have events in their profiles, and we have just double checked that these guys do not have events in their profiles. So that is from the keywords part, that how do you handle this keyword section, and we can go on and try different permutations and combinations. But just to keep it simple, I would want to tell you that whenever you want to mention keywords which are mandatory, you put them with an AND clause, and wherever you want to put on keywords which are not mandatory, you put an OR clause between them. And wherever you want keywords which you don't want in your profiles, put a NOT clause there. Interestingly, this section also has a search keywords in section which has 4 values: full profile, profile title and key skills, key skills and profile title. So basically what this means is that whatever keywords I'll mention here, so let's say I mention an exact phrase, product manager, right? And if this is selected to full profile and I do a search, my internet keeps playing funny games intermittently. There you go. Great. So I just refresh the page and I am able to find 16,384 people who are product managers in the Shine database. You can look at these guys. These are basically people who have mentioned product manager in their profiles together, right? Now these are people, as you can see, he has written product manager in resume title, he has written product manager in job title as well, there is product manager written in skills as well, right? And I'm very sure that if I open his profile, Mithun Talukdar, I scroll down, there is product manager written in his text CV also, right? So basically what I'm trying to explain is currently we did a search with product manager in his full profile. So we found 16,500 candidates. However, if I only want serious people who have mentioned, product manager, right, in their profile title only, so I'll use this button, right, and I then will search. So now in this case we find only 1055 candidates who have mentioned product manager as part of their profile title. So that's what we search. So this guy has product manager written in his profile title. So we lose out on people who have product manager not written as a part of their profile title. Similarly, key skills, so this will return candidates who have mentioned product manager in their key skills, and in profile title and key skills, the candidate who have mentioned it in either profile title or key skills. So basically it will check in these two fields. So let's go ahead and try to make this search a little comprehensive. So I'm removing quotes so that we are able to play around with more data. Let's see what else do we have. Industry. So say I'm looking for product manager from a specific industry. Okay, so I only want guys who have either worked in IT software or telecom. Another interesting thing that we have now provided is a search box. So say I want to search for .com as an industry, but I don't want to scroll down, so I will search for .com, and media.com entertainment will automatically come in. So I'll just select media.com entertainment from here, and when I click outside, you will see that it has selected IT software, telecom, ISP, and media.com entertainment. Now functional area. Now product manager is an interesting role. It comes under some sort of marketing communication. So let me say when I write marketing, what happens? So I'll say marketing communication people. I'm also okay with people who have done some sort of digital marketing or internet marketing, so therefore I take that as well. And in addition to them, let me just search for people who work in web or mobile. Yeah, so I select web and mobile as well. Now, as you go on and keep adding filters, the results that you will get are becoming more relevant, more targeted, but less in number. Say I have an experience gap. I'm looking for someone with a minimum experience of 2 years and maximum experience of 5 years. Yeah. Salary. Let's say I'm okay with anyone who has a 5 lakh rupee salary. I'm not putting an upper cap here, but I would also want, so some people in portals, just for privacy's sake, do not put in their actual salary. So therefore we have included a new flag which also says also include candidates who have 0 salary. My assumption is that using other filters, people that I do not want will get filtered. Another interesting thing is something that we have recently added is age. Some companies have a cap that okay, I only want people who are younger than 25 years, say for a BPO client, or TCS some time ago had a cap that I only want to hire someone for a manager position who is 28 years of age. So you can mention minimum age, maximum age here, and you can filter basis ages as well. I'm not going to use it for now. I'll say select location. So say this job is open in Gurgaon for me, so I'll pick Gurgaon. I'm also okay with people who work nearby, so I'll say Delhi as well. And I'll select Noida. So these are candidates' current locations. So people who are currently working in these 3 locations will get returned. However, if I also want candidates who are okay with working in these conditions, so Basically, I'll do a search and say this job is in Gurgaon. If someone based out of Mumbai is ready to move, why should I lose out on that guy? So I'll just say also include candidates who are willing to work here. Another field is notice period. Notice period is basically the time that the candidate has mentioned it will take him to join, which is important for some recruiters but not very important for many recruiters. So we can include candidates who have notice period leading up to 3 months. So when I do, okay, give me candidates who have notice period up to 2 months. So anybody who has a notice period less than 2 months will get returned. These are not exactly candidates who have notice period of 2 months, but recruiter does not care. If recruiter is willing to wait up till 2 months, it will be easier for him if he gets someone who has a lesser notice period. So therefore, we can use this. For this search, I'm not going to use this filter because we want to get some results. Similarly, team size managed, there is another gap. Include company is an interesting thing which is used generally for targeting. Companies use this for targeting. So say if I'm hiring product managers, I only want product managers from good companies. So let me put in all good product companies here, say Amazon. Flipkart. Where is good product work happening? Product work is happening in taxi companies, so say Ola. Meru. So basically I only want guys from these companies. Let me put in Meru as well. Okay. So I'm only looking at candidates who work in these companies. Now I'm okay with people who have worked in these companies in the past as well. So I'll say current plus previous. Now school companies is basically competition, so I don't want anyone, because I'm in HT, I don't want anyone who has worked in Times Internet, say. Simplicity is say Times. Yeah. Now education details is interesting because we allow recruiters to mention educations by qualification level and specialization. So let's quickly select education. So now I've gone ahead and selected education as graduation, specialization as all engineering. So for a product manager job, I am looking at a guy who is essentially an engineer. So I'm not looking at any MBA. MBA will be a plus, so I'm not putting it here. So I'll say graduation and specialization is all engineering. I'm not selecting any institutes, but this is a new feature that we have added because I'm looking from someone who's a 2 to 5 year experience. If you reduce that, so it maximum be working since 2010, preferably an MBA degree. So someone who has done his engineering latest by 2008. So I would say I'm okay with looking at engineers who have done their degree from 2006. to 2008. Yeah. And then I say that highest qualification level, this is used to cap my search results. So I say, I don't want any PhD, I want people who have maximum postgraduates. So I have MBAs in mind or masters in engineering. So I'll say I don't want any PhD, or if a guy is, this job is not for him, I'll say give me maximum PhD required. So I'll get any engineers who have passed out between 2000 and 2008 and have not done more than a PhD degree, right? So this is how we use education. I could have gone ahead and added another education, and between those education I could have done an and or an or functionality, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Now Candidates active in, so active is a big buzzword in the industry, which basically means anyone who has logged into your website via various means. Either he's logged in directly, he's logged in through an emailer, or he's logged into your mobile site. Anybody who has logged in this duration, which is 6 months from now, is an active guy. So when I say candidates active in 6 months, this is any candidate who has at least logged in once during the last 6 months. Now by default, show has all profiles. The other option is new profiles. It is a factor which says that show me all profiles which are active in the last 6 months, or show me new profiles which are active in the last 6 months, which means this will only give me candidates who have registered in the last 6 months, right? Who were not a part of the database 6 months ago, and only new or fresh profiles, right? I'll keep this at all profiles for now. And sorting has two options, relevance and freshness. So I will, for this search, keep it on relevance. Relevance basically takes into account what is the keyword density, where is the keyword found in the profile, is the profile an updated one, is the profile a relevant one, are keywords together. And freshness is basically when was the last date of login. So anybody, if I do it 6 months and I do it on freshness, people who have logged in yesterday will appear first, and then people who log in 6 months ago will appear later. Freshness is generally used when you are doing entry level if you're hiring. Mostly other recruiters want to use relevance, right? Then there are three more filters: only candidates with verified email, only candidates with verified mobile, and only criminal candidates. This is for affirmative actions. These are pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to use it. Let us go ahead and make this search, which you'll be waiting for a long while. Yeah, so basically now we are able to find 117 product managers. So I just went ahead and removed the target companies from there, because apparently we did not have anyone from all those 4 or 5 companies which match the other criteria. So these are the 117 guys that we were able to find, which basically have keywords product manager, either are working in Delhi, Gurgaon, Noida, or want to work here, have experience between 2 to 5 years, have salaries more than 5 lakh. When you go and look at industry, are either from IT software, media.com, or telecom ISP. Look at their functional areas. It's either web, mobile technologies, marketing, communication, or internet. Education level is either PG or graduation, and stream is computer, electronics. This marketing and general and finance is appearing because people who are PG is their current education. That gets reflected here. We did not use any other filter. So basically now, when you have done a full-fledged search, this is the most filtered and sorted. You can see my profile there as well. So very relevant result which has been thrown. Now what will a recruiter do once he comes to this page? So let's go ahead and use these filters. These are filters that I've already talked about, so let's just try and sort this list by freshness. Yeah. So when you see, so Prerna Katyal, who was active 4 hours ago, you see here as the first result. Rajat Gupta, who's active 9 hours ago. Now what happens in freshness is, when I did a product manager search, it was in product and manager search, not necessarily those words are together. So Prerna Katyal, who's the freshest candidate, it's not the most relevant candidate, right? So I'll just go back and change this to relevance now. So now what are the things that I can do on this page? One is basically sorting. Now we said that we want all profiles or new profiles. I've explained what new profiles do. New profiles will basically give you candidates in the last 6 months who have registered. Active in will give you candidates who have logged in 6 months, up to 3 days, 7 days, 15 days, but we're not going to use them for now. On the left hand side, you see filters. Now these are filters which are based on my current details. So now out of these guys, say a recruiter wants to look at guys who are currently based in Delhi first. So he just filters this list on Delhi. I go out of the results and you are able to see 35 candidates whose current location is Delhi, right? So Varun Sabharwal becomes the first result. Similarly, whatever experience range you had mentioned is available as a slider here. So tomorrow if you say, okay, I only want people who have more than 3 years of experience, so you can just change the slider from 2 to 3. And your result set gets changed to 33 candidates. So not too many people, so only 2 people lose out here. Similarly, salary, I'm getting people who are up to 21 lakhs. Say my salary cap is 15 lakhs. I can't pay more than 15. Yeah. So now if I go back and see, I am eliminated 2 more candidates. Similarly, if I can go ahead and say on education level, I want only, let me look at only guys who have done a post graduation after engineering. So you can see the count there. I will be left with 25 candidates only. So similarly, you can go ahead and play around with these filters. Now there are other kinds of filters as well. These are profile based filters. These filters that you look here, hide profile views, hide Excel downloaded, hide email sent, and hide SMS sent. These are activity based filters. So now currently you will see that you will not be able to find any details when you expand these fields. These appear when you have done some activity on these pages. So say I go ahead and on the top you see a download Excel link. I click on this. Right, it asks me whether I want to download selected results or I want to download all candidates on this page. I say I want to download all candidates on this page. Download this. Yeah, so I get this Excel file here which has all the details of these 25 candidates. This Excel file has got downloaded. Right, let me try and open this. Yeah, so you see all 25 candidates which were present on that page. Their details come into this Excel, has fields like candidate name, date of birth, email ID, contact number. So basically all their profile details. What it also has is a link to their resume. So the recruiter can download this offline and then choose this to download resumes of candidates that he or she wants to shortlist. Now why we did this Excel download, what will happen is when you now go down and look at this hide Excel downloaded number. So let me just also show you the save search functionality. So let me just go ahead and save this search. So I say PM search Delhi and I save this search. Okay. Now where can I find this save search? I go to find candidates, go to manage search, and here I can see under saved searches this search that I had saved. I'll click on this. Get my search results back. Now when I come back on this page, what it will tell me is that, so it will show me a history of if I have accessed any of these people in the last 90 days. I just did an Excel download of 25. So in the last 7 days, 15 days, 30 days, 90 days, the count is same. I'll say, okay, I don't want to look at candidates whose Excel I have downloaded. So in this case, there are only 25 profiles. I'll hide these guys. And there you go. All candidates disappear. So this is basically a tool for the recruiter to not contact or look at profiles that he or she has already contacted or downloaded in Excel. So then we come to other things that a recruiter can do. So let me just look at these candidates again. We have downloaded an Excel. What I can also do is say I have shortlisted Varun. So I'll say Varun. I'll say Jessica. Well, these are my top 2 profiles, and I'll go ahead and download their resume. Yeah, it's asked me download only selected results. I'll download only selected results. So because I'm downloading more than one file, it will give me a zip file. And here you go. Here's your zip file, right? So I'll get these 2 resumes. That will come here. And similarly now in downloaded resumes, I'll see an option to hide these 2 candidates. Right. So here I get both these resumes are here. I can extract them. I'm not extracting them for now. What I can also do is save all these guys to folder. So I do a select all, which will select all these guys, click on save to folder, and this is basically for my reference. I create a new folder because I don't have any folders. I'll call this folder PM Delhi. Save it. All my folders are accessible under folders. In the top menu, I'll go to manage folders. I'll have a look at this folder. I can also send them an email. So in this case, there is only one page, so I can either select it to page, candidates on this page. If there were multiple pages, so there is this option which says specify page range, where I can choose to send emails up to 2000 candidates in one go if I have the email limits basically. So in this case I can write 1 to 40 and it will let me send the emails. But in this case, since I have only one page, I'll just say all candidates on this page and submit. Yeah, and when I come to this page, I can basically choose the communication that I want to do with these guys. There are some existing templates that I have created. Let me choose one template out of these. There's something wrong with my internet. Because actually this recording software that I'm using is using up a lot of my RAM. Therefore the browser is running a little slowly. And I just copy this template. This is an existing template that I had created. What it's going to do, it's going to pre-fill my form. Now in the form there are 3-4 fields. First is the email ID. So this will be used as a reply to email and all responses will be sent to this email ID. So when candidate receives this email, if he chooses to reply to this email, which will appear to come from a Shine email ID, the reply however will go back to the email ID which the recruiter mentions, which in this case will be nisar.firefly@gmail.com. Now subject line is customizable. A recruiter can customize it, but we have suggested that clearly mention that is for a job of digital marketing manager, Gurgaon, whatever. And then there is the body text which the recruiters can format. I have put in some dummy text, and there is a job which you can attend. It's important is that it is always important to mention what job you are contacting the candidates for, and therefore the responses are great when they know that this is regarding a specific job opportunity. I have noted digital marketing manager, 3 to 5 years, and locations here. Now what I can do is I can either save this email as a template, but this email already exists as a template, so I'm not going to do that. I'll send an apply button in this email, which will mean that the candidate, if you want to respond to this email, he can just click on that apply button and the recruiter will receive the response in the inbox. What I can also do is, if I'm doing a bulk activity and I want to send this email to multiple people, I can save this template for the session. So what it will do is, basically you will be able to send this email by just sending the send email button, and you will not have to come to this page. We'll preview you and send. Yeah. So it will show me a preview of my email, how it will look when candidates receive it. Yeah, here it is. Job profile, digital marketing manager, location Gurgaon, experience this, this is the text that will appear exactly how I have mentioned. Excuse me. And then this is the apply button that I was talking about. So I'll quickly go and send this. Yeah, and it will tell me that your emails have been sent. the software that I'm using slowing down the web pages. This is not really the site which is slow. So now when I send out that email, you'll be able to see that when I scroll down, oops, yeah, so you'll see that when I click on hide email sent, it will show me that I have sent email to 24 candidates. Now I tried sending an email to 25, but it is showing me 24 because some of these candidates who have gone ahead and done a setting that I do not want to receive emails from recruiters, or they would have provided us with the wrong email ID, and therefore we would know at the back end that emails do not get delivered to this email ID, or emails might be bouncing from their boxes, so therefore you mark them as bounces. So that may be the reason why this count is 24, not 25, right? So that's pretty much how a recruiter would use this product as far as he's doing research is concerned, right? So he's either save it to folder, he'll send an email, he would download resume, he would download Excel, he use these filters. So that's pretty much it from an advanced search point of view. So to quickly sum up, we've covered in this section of training the search functionality, which is basically simple search, which is done at an earlier level to showcase the strength of the database and to see how basically search works. And then advanced search, where you can provide a multitude of parameters. You have to add new parameters like age search, notice period search, year of pass out search, that the recruiters can use and fine tune their search to their requirements. Most important thing that you need to remember is how operators go differently in simple search and advanced search. Anything that you write in simple search by default the operator uses and. Anything you write in advanced search in the boolean box by default the operator is and. If you go back to keyword search and mention multiple keywords in the any field, it is or. If you go ahead and mention it in the all field, it is and if you mention it in the exclude field, it is not. So for this training's purposes, I think I have covered search in pretty much detail. I would like to stop here and hand over to Baden the rest of the training to cover IT skills search and job posting and the rest of the recruiter side in detail to the trainer who is available. Thank you guys so much. I hope this session was educating for you guys, and if there are any doubts, the trainer will just take over and you can ask all questions from him. Thank you.